Hi, my name is Shad and I lead advanced development and product planning for Peloton Technology. Now, Peloton Technology has a couple slight differences to the sort of autonomous driving picture we often think of. One is we're working with big, heavy trucks in the middle of nowhere, so we're not trying to solve the robotaxi problem. The other is thinking about when. The title of this talk is Reality versus Myth. That's why the title of this session. I'll be talking about not our vision in 2030 or 2025 or even 2020. I'll be talking about what we're doing now. And the first thing we're doing is we're putting into market things that lead up, our vision. To build the dominant connected vehicle platform to integrate, interconnect, and interoperate vehicles, relentlessly improving safety and operational efficiency. The first key example of that we're putting out into the market is truck platooning, which looks a bit like this.
How's Emma doing?
She misses you.
I know. I'll be home soon.
Partner available. Proceed at 54 miles per hour. Proceed at speed limit. Rendezvous in 1 minute. Ready to platoon. Now platooning.
Hey, lead truck, how's it going up front? They're clearing up a jam in Grand Junction, but it should be good by the time we get there. How's it going back there? We got a challenger coming up on us real fast.
Cut-in detected.
All right, the challenger's exiting now. 10-4, where are you headed? I'm going home. It's my daughter's first birthday. Before you know it, she'll be running. I'm going to stop for fuel up ahead. Sounds good. I'm going to keep going. Stay safe out there. Thanks, I will.
Platoon ending.
So what this platooning system does is it creates a wireless V2V link between two trucks, and then it enables the rear driver to take their feet off the pedals. However, we still have two drivers in the trucks. They're still engaged. In fact, they're both still steering. This is a very limited level of driving delegation. If we put on the scale of the SAE levels of driving, which I'm sure many of you who've looked at autonomous driving have heard us talk about a lot, this is level 1, right? This is very low on that scale. This is a limited level of driving delegation. Also thinking about kind of where we need to tackle. Do we need to map every single metro area in the country? No, because the US freight is concentrated on 45,000 miles of highway. There's a huge opportunity, even with a very limited operational design domain. And that makes this technology a great fit to the US trucking industry, which carries 80% of all cargo in the US. That's huge, right? This creates a $700 billion a year business that is just projected to continue to grow over the next decade. The increasing dominance of e-commerce only bolsters this. Now, this is an industry whose costs are hugely concentrated in fuel and labor, right? And so whenever we create a technology that can save up to 10% on fuel, and their end operational margin is 3 or 4%, that's a big deal. One of the key things we have that enables us to do this is we have a connectivity system that allows us to maintain a very safe following distance. If we think about what the minimum safe following distance is for a human driver, we have to think about how long it takes them to perceive, to react, finally work the physical brake lag to be able to avoid a vehicle in front of them. If we use advanced collision mitigation systems like radar, we can absolutely shorten that. However, it still is not going to be as good as a truck-to-truck wireless link. With a truck-to-truck wireless link, we can make sure the reaction time is reduced from about 1.5 seconds to about 30 milliseconds. And to really illustrate that, get that message home, here's a shot from some recent functional safety testing.
When the lead driver hits the brakes, the follow truck's brakes come on at the same time. The follow truck's brakes come on before the lead truck has even started to slow down.
So in addition to this V2V wireless link, we also have a network operations cloud that gives us real-time cloud supervision to make sure we platoon only when and where it's safe and give dynamic adjustments to conditions. For example, if the road is wet, we can increase the gap to maintain a safe following distance. One of the other things we have to do then is take this safety message, this idea of saving fuel and of improving safety across to all 50 states to help educate regulators on how this can improve lives for people in their state and work with them to change the law to make sure platooning can be deployed across the country. We've had huge success in this. This map continues to change every single time I look at it, it seems. And specifically, there's a lot of success in some key freight corridors that will allow our business to grow and scale quickly. We've also engaged with regulators in a lot of other regions of the world, different countries that look to expand beyond our home market. So that is what we're doing now. That's what we're doing in 2018. We're putting things into customers' vehicles that are production systems that are certified with ISO 26262 compliant things and all these very, very difficult safety things. That's what we're doing now. Now let's talk a bit about what we're doing next. Our strategy is to continue to leverage connectivity for greater autonomy. Now, everyone you talk to recently has a different opinion on whether or not connectivity is needed for autonomy. Here at Peloton, our opinion is, well, it certainly helps. And so our strategy is to build on this connectivity backbone we have so that we can increase the level of automation on the rear truck in a platoon. By doing so, we can effectively build a platoon that only has a single driver. If we think about what this means in terms of the SAE levels of automation, this is roughly saying we're to have the rear truck at level 4, and producing a technology we call automated following. And we're looking to actually have a customer demo of this later this year. Now, what's really interesting thing about automated following, it is not a driverless technology. In fact, one of the core key concepts and one of its core values is that we still have a trained, certified driver in that front truck. And most commercial drivers are incredibly safe. They're much better than the average person you have to deal with on your commute, right? And so by doing so, we can double or even triple their productivity. And that is a big deal in this industry because although the demand continues to go up of how much trucking is needed, supply of drivers does not. The average age of a trucker in the US is 55. And the joke is that next year that'll be 56, right? And the result is there's a huge driver shortage in the US. It's a huge pain point for the industry right now today. So the idea that we can deliver a technology that will double or triple the productivity of a single driver can be a huge game changer and continue to build our value as a company that thinks about pragmatic automation to improve the pain points of the trucking industry today. Thank you.